NBC10 First Alert Meteorologist Sosna is tracking round 2 of the storm and joins us now. The same people getting hit that were hit hours ago.
Yeah, you and I have been looking at this live camera right now. I mean, just look at it. It speaks for itself. A lot of cloud to ground lightning we're starting to see out of these storms. So obviously we probably have protesters out there. Send a text. There you go. You can see some of the lightning. This is a very dangerous storm. Not only do we have intense cloud to ground lightning, we also have wind gusts 60 to 80 miles per hour possible. So again, this will track through Center City. And again, another dangerous situation unfolding this evening. Here's a live look from our Mellon camera. A little fuzzy there, but you can see the dark skies building. Again, a lot of cloud to ground lightning with this storm system. This is a very small, compact, but very intense storm moving through Chester County. It's about to move into Delaware County. And there's another live view there of the Center City skyline. Look at that ominous look. You can see the tint there from the sun setting and also the ominous sky behind there. This is a very ugly looking signature on our radar again. We saw one earlier today that was different than this, but when you see this bow shape, that's where the winds can really get to the ground about 50, 60, 70, even upwards of 80 miles per hour. And this is what we have once again. Now, earlier today, it was much wider. But this still is not any less dangerous. So we have to be concerned about the storm system moving into areas of Delaware County soon. There's the Delaware County, Chester County border. It's really ramping up now into southern Montgomery County. This has strengthened in the last few minutes, moving into central Philadelphia, Center City, Philadelphia there. So again, this storm is evolving before your eyes and intensifying. And along this, we need to watch very closely. Still showing some signs of rotation again, but damaging winds, the main threat. 724, the latest track in Philadelphia. 730 in Cherry Hill. 741 in Glassboro. This is the core right now. This is where the damaging winds are. So look for the bright green spots. You see one here. There's one out in Chester County. One moving into Delaware County. Again, this is where we could have the damaging winds. And look how fast it moves. This is 1 hour. Actually, I think this is a half hour. So this is barreling towards Philadelphia. So again, damaging winds. You want to get up. This is brand new. We have a tornado warning in effect. Remember we were showing you the rotation on the storm. Well, we now have a tornado warning in effect for Philadelphia. So let's take a look at the latest with this storm system and get the information. As I told you, this is a breaking and changing situation. Our radar was showing signs of rotation, and there you go. 7:45. Tornado warning is in effect for northwestern Camden County, north central Gloucester County, west central Burlington County, and southeastern Montgomery County. So what I'm going to do, Glenn, if you could prepare the tornado graphics while I speak about this warning and get that together, and we will put a track on this storm. It's moving to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. 40 miles per hour, this storm system. And let's toggle back the radar for you, and we will get that. So there you go. And at 40 miles per hour, let's get you the communities in the path of the storm. Again, if you are under this tornado warning, which includes Center City, Philadelphia, you want to be away from windows. You want to be inside. You do not want to be near any windows or outside during this situation. It's a very dangerous situation. So here we go. We're going to put the track onto this storm. Moving southeast at 40. There you go. 731 in Evesham. 735 in Voorhees, Pine Hill. Again, we'll zoom you in a little closer because this is a tornado warning, a very dangerous storm that has a history of producing storm damage. So another cone onto this storm system that will show you, again, it's this part of the storm that we are concerned about. Moving to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. Philadelphia, 724, 733 Pennsauken, 735 Cherry Hill, 743 Voorhees. Again, this is round 2 of some very dangerous storms. What we're going to show you now is the wind product. It's called the velocity. And so you're looking for a twisting of winds, and we're starting to see that circulation enter into Philadelphia County. And we are going to now plot some possible wind speeds with this storm system. Again, 56 mile per hour wind gust potentially there on the northwest end of the county. Again, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gust, but there may be a tornado wrapped in this small circulation here, and it would be right in this box. And I'm going to draw this box for you, right in this area. No, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to highlight this area through the line here, line tool. There we go. I apologize. It's been a busy day here. There we go. So there's the circulation right in there. So there you go. Again, a dangerous storm system. I'm going to turn it over to NBC10 First Alert Meteorologist Glenn Hurricane Schwartz to talk about what you should do in this situation. And I'm going to try to search out some information now to see if we have any storm reports coming in. Glenn?
All right, Steve. It's very rare that we get a tornado warning that includes the city of Philadelphia itself. It's a very rare event, but it has happened in the past. To give you an idea, if you take a look at the graphic, the area in the pink would be the tornado warning area. It's surrounded by the severe thunderstorm warning that covers much of Montgomery.
Yeah, so Glenn,
areas included in this warning.
Yeah,
there's Marion and Upper Darby from. Do you have a problem?
The storms
yeah, okay. We're talking about from North Philly all the way down to South Philly included, over the river to Camden, Cherry Hill, Haddonfield, Runnymede, Deptford, Lindenwold, Mount Laurel. All of those places are in that box. Now, you have to just assume that there may very well be a tornado.
Oh, okay, so the live images at Course Communications, Glenn probably can't hear us. We're having a hard time hearing him because he's in the path of this storm system. And look at this. This is the image. This is the Comcast Northwest camera. And if there is a tornado involved with the storm, you won't be able to see it. It's rain wrapped. So this is a situation where you don't want to be looking out the window. Again, intense lightning. This is the second round of storms we've seen today. It's 7:26 in the evening. We're on the air with you because it's our 7 o'clock newscast, but because we also have a tornado warning, and we're going to stay with this as long as we need to. But the images right now are quite dramatic. Again, this is round number 2 coming in, and if there is a tornado, you will not be able to see it because of this storm system being rain wrapped. This is our Mellon camera. This is 30th Street Station down on the bottom of your screen. Look how the sky is almost a greenish color, which indicates not only could we have a tornado, but probably some hail with the storm, along with some very intense lightning. If you are in the path of this storm, now is not the time to be looking at it. You want to be in the lowest floor of your home, away from windows, and you want to make sure that you have your phone, your iPad with you, because there's a good chance you're going to lose power again if you regain power or still have your power from earlier on today. There's a live look from South Philadelphia looking towards the skyline right now, and as you can see, the camera getting bumpy. And I want to put on another track for you. Again, this is brand new. So we have 2 things going on. We have a severe thunderstorm warning with the orange box that you see right here. This is across areas of northern Salem County through Gloucester County and then up towards the north in Burlington County. But it's this pink box that has been drawn right here is the storm system that we're watching. This has been the storm that has showed signs of rotation. We were showing it to you before the tornado warning was issued, that we were concerned that some tornado-like features were starting to come out of this storm. And again, moving to the southeast at about 40 miles per hour. Radar still indicates potentially a tornado. I'm going to redraw this track because it's old for you. Get the freshest one available. We are also live right now on KYW News Radio. For everyone that's listening in their car right now, again, if you are in Philadelphia, this is not really the time to be on the road. If you could pull off to the shoulder, that would be a good idea. The storm system, and I'm just going to make sure that it's still moving at the southeast at 40. Okay, so southeast at 40, we will put this new cone on to it and get you the latest communities. Again, we are watching this potential tornado there. So as we put the cone onto the storm and draw it to the south and east. Again, a lot of you probably just joining us. Your phone probably has activated the tornado warning siren on your phone. This is our second round of severe weather that is moving through Philadelphia. It is moving to the southeast at 40 miles per hour, and we put another cone on there. Pennsauken, 733, 734 in Camden, Haddon Heights, 743, Mount Laurel, 749 in Evesham. Again, what we're going to do is show you the rotation with this storm over the last hour or so. You can see the storm approaching, and it's on that leading edge right now that we're watching for the potential of a tornado. It would be right in this sector right here, where you're seeing this notch. That's right over Philadelphia. So let's zoom you in closer to get those neighborhoods and communities that are in the line of this potentially rain-wrapped tornado on the west side of Philadelphia towards southwest Philadelphia. We're seeing that along I-95, some of those torrential rain bands past Avenue, over onto the west side. So it looks like the core of this rotation is actually moving down Walnut Street into Philadelphia. So if you live along Walnut or Chestnut Street in West Philadelphia, that's where the core of this storm is coming in. And it's moving to the south and east at 40 miles per hour. Again, this is a potentially dangerous situation. You want to be on the lowest floor of your home. We're going to go back to some of our cameras because sometimes this is the best way to just see how the situation unfolds.
Hey, Steve.
Okay. Yes, Jim.
So just for our viewers who maybe they've just tuned in or they didn't see that alert on their phones, we now are in a tornado warning. This is one step up from a watch, correct?
Correct.
Tell us what this means.
So this means that you need to be acting now. A watch means it's into the future, a couple hours or more. Warning means it's been indicated by radar or seen by a spotter. In this case, it's indicated by radar because you're not going to see it. This is the image. This is what you're going to see out your window. You're not going to see a tornado, but there's damaging winds wrapped into this rain band, and that's why we're so concerned. This is after we had 60 to 90 mile per hour wind gusts earlier today. Unbelievable that we have a storm system that is now producing more damaging winds and a potential tornado. Again, this is a live image of Philadelphia. Again, this is not what we like to see because with rain-wrapped tornadoes, it's very deceiving, especially if you're driving. So if you're driving right now, want to pull off, have your hazard lights on. Again, for all those listening on KYW News Radio 1060, again, the storm system moving to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. I can't even see the shots anymore. So we're losing a lot of our images from the buildings right now, but you can see the lightning mixed in between. Again, a very dangerous storm with a lot of cloud to ground lightning. You can see there, oh, there we go, the Comcast southeast camera. That's looking at Liberty 1 and 2. Usually you can see the Delaware River on this shot. You cannot. You can see the persistent lightning. Again, we've had a lot of people outside today. That's not where you want to be right now. You don't want to be outside, especially near any construction scaffolding, anything like this, with winds over 70 or 80 miles per hour. Very dangerous storm, Jacqueline.
We saw some protesters just a short while ago at Broad and Vine Street. We know they were marching, and we saw that the storm system was coming. We can only hope that they dissipated and separated as they saw those dark clouds. And we've already seen trees down, power lines down, widespread power outages, Collingswood, Spruce Hill, and a very rare weather day. You were speaking of a derecho that happened earlier, and now we have a thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning in Philadelphia, which rarely happens.
Yeah, we were talking about round two. We were very concerned because what happened after the derecho moved through, and for all of you that are just joining us 7:32 in the evening, both on the radio and on NBC10, we had a derecho, which if you've never heard of it, there's good reason. We haven't had one in 8 years. It's a line of very damaging winds, 60 to 90 mile per hour winds that happened from basically the Delaware-Pennsylvania border up to the Trenton area and then down to the shore and up through Berks County. We had 300,000 to 400,000 people lose power from that. A lot of you did not regain it. And now we have this tornado warning in effect for round number 2 because this storm right here showing signs of rotation of a dangerous rain-wrapped tornado moving now. It looks like the most dangerous part of the circulation is now moving into the Penn's Landing area. So I'm going to clear this off the screen because this is from earlier and show you the latest scan right now.
And Steve, this is the time people do not obviously want to be outside. You also do not want to be near your windows. You want to be in the most interior room you can be, or if you have a basement, to get into the basement, right?
Correct. And again, this is not a clean-looking storm, so there's several places where the circulation may be. So again, anybody that's in this warning, and now it looks like now the worst of this storm system is now passing into South Jersey. So in Philadelphia, again, you're still getting the heavy rain. I'm still looking at the cameras being shrouded by rain, but now I'm looking on the radar. We use different tools to see where the most damaging part is, and it's this part near Westville and Deptford that I'm concerned about. And what I'm doing right now is just looking onto the National Weather Service chat room to see if there's any spotted reports of this or any damage. And I'm not seeing any. And remember, we also have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect in addition to the tornado warning, which we learned earlier today. You don't need a tornado to cause tornado-like damage. We had 3 people lose their lives today in Montgomery County due to severe weather, falling trees. And this is exactly what we have going on once again. So again, you want to be away from your windows. I know it's it seems like a cool thing to look at because you're hearing the roar and you may be curious, but this is not a situation where you want to be near those windows. So I'm going to put the sweeping radar back on.
And the storms earlier today were very fast moving as well. This one not moving as quickly, correct, but it's just that combination of a tornado warning in Philadelphia and that severe thunderstorm warning. So there's a lot we're looking at here.
Right, and this has changed dramatically. At 6:30, we were barely even talking about severe weather in our area besides Chester County. Now it's 7:34, and we're talking about a tornado warning into Philadelphia. The storms are moving at about 40 to 50 miles per hour, which is quick. But earlier today, they were moving 70, 80. At one point, the storms were moving at 90 miles per hour. That's unheard of. So again, the conditions have changed very quickly. And if you do have some storm damage from this, again, we only have so many eyes out in the field. You could please send us those pictures and video. But after the storm is over, make sure that you're safe about it. The See It, Share It part of our NBC10 app. Again, we are looking at this tornado warned storm now. It's radar indicated. This has been suspicious, if you will, for the last about 30 minutes or so. We were seeing some signs of rotation back in eastern Chester County, and then it just, what we call, cycled through and then is potentially producing a tornado now into Camden County, into portions there of Gloucester County as well, into New Jersey. So again, Burlington County, part of Burlington County under this warning. By the way, if you live up in Delaware County right now, up through southern Montgomery County, it looks like the threat is ending for you. This is the dangerous part of the storm right down here. So again, those areas will probably be cut from the tornado warning soon. And areas, let's actually go to some of our cameras if we could, because this is quite powerful. There you go. So this is from a ground perspective. This is in our Comcast Technology Center where I'm standing right now looking towards City Hall. You can see William Penn there, the top of the building. That visibility has actually come back up just a little bit. Notice also the temperature has gone down to 71 degrees, indicating that the air is cooled. So there you go, Center City. We're seeing a lot of lightning. Again, earlier on today, we were pelted by severe weather. Now we're under the gun again. But again, it looks like the worst of this storm now starting to cross over into South Jersey. That tornado warning in effect till 7:45. Again, this is a warning. It means you need to act now. It means that in the process, make sure that you have your phone or some kind of mobile technology to get your information should you lose power. Again, there's the Kimmel Center campus camera. You can see the lightning, which has really just really ramped up over the last hour. This storm barely had a few lightning strikes with it about an hour ago, and now plentiful lightning with it. So that's another hazard with this storm. Earlier today, we saw a number of tree branches. Allentown, you have no severe weather threat for you. So again, you got rocked earlier today. No severe weather threat for you. That is certainly good news. If we could take our Wilmington camera too, because these storms are moving it. There we go. Frawley Field, thank you. You can see some of the ominous clouds, and on the northern side of the stadium indicates where the storm is going. On the north side of Wilmington now, a very dangerous storm now pushing through northern Delaware that could also be producing some wind damage. Again, tornado warning in effect till 7:45. The shore points, you are next. So you were spared earlier today down in extreme southern Cape May County. Of course, Long Beach Island had wind gusts upwards of 90 miles per hour today near Beach Haven. But this storm system will rock, again, parts of the shore. I'm looking at the radar right now, and it's making a beeline right down the Atlantic City Expressway once again, like we saw earlier today. And again, wind gusts upwards of 70 or 80 miles per hour. There is some video that we're getting in. Actually, this is a live image right now. This looks like it is in Philadelphia.
If they can tell us where this is, if a producer can tell us what this video is coming from exactly, but you can just hear that rain just pouring down, and there was a bicyclist that just went by. You do not want to be outside in this weather.
But this image tells us actually a very important thing. See how the leaves are barely moving? Mm-hmm. That indicates that the worst of the wind now is over in South Philadelphia. Yep. So this is South Philadelphia. As you can see, it's the torrential rain is certainly a threat, lightning. But what I'm seeing is that those leaves are barely shaking. So the worst of the rotation, the worst of the dangerous winds now have moved into South Jersey. So again, you're not out of the woods totally. You still have a lot of lightning out there, as you can see.
Is hail an issue,
so
Steve,
now,
or is that
looks like we have
something we're seeing?
NBC10 First Alert Meteorologist Glenn Hurricane Schwartz. Glenn, it looks like we got your connection back. Storms are passing you. Yeah. What's the latest?
All right, we already have some official reports coming in just in the past hour. Sometimes it takes a while for them to come in, but we got this one report of a 60-mile-an-hour gust at Philly International, and this one just popped up seconds ago, 68-mile-an-hour wind gust at Philly International. Now, you just have to believe that that is not the maximum wind that is occurring across the area. So you start at 68 and go up, we're talking about potentially hurricane force wind. Now, the reports of damage with this storm go back mostly into Chester County, and we've gotten a number of reports there, and trees down, and we even have some reports of roof damage in parts of Montgomery County. The tornado warning has not been extended, so the tornado warning will expire at 7:45, which means that the National Weather Service has not received confirmation that there is a tornado on the ground right now. If there was something earlier, 20 minutes ago or whatever, their assumption is that it is not there anymore, or else they would have extended the tornado warning further into New Jersey. So that's a good piece of news, that they're letting the tornado warning expire at 7:45.
And Glenn, we've had circumstances where we've had a lot of damaging winds. Again, the tornado warning will be allowed to expire at 7:45, but these storms can do what we call cycling, so meaning that the tornado warning is canceled, storm evolves, and then it can start rotating again. So for everyone that's watching us in South Jersey right now, I'm concerned that this storm system may evolve once again, and we may not be done with tornado warnings just yet, but in the very short term, it is very good news that this tornado warning will be allowed to expire at 7:45. You're looking again at South Philadelphia. Look at the continuous lightning. We look at a lot of things in thunderstorms to see their health or vitality. It's like kind of going to the doctor and getting a physical. What we've seen is the lightning count with this go up substantially, which tells us this storm is extremely healthy, which means it's extremely dangerous, and that's why you need to be away from windows with, again, almost 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts for the second time today at Philadelphia International Airport as this storm system crossed through. Now you're looking across the river. This is the perfect view to look at because now we're seeing the worst of the storm move into South Jersey, and you're seeing continuous lightning there. There's the Delaware River, which is showing up. Remember, just about 10 minutes ago, you could only see Liberty 1 and 2. Now you're starting to see down towards Society Hill and into areas of almost into South Jersey there across the Delaware River. Continuous lightning, a threat with this storm. If we go back to the radar picture, I'm going to put a track on this storm just because there's not a tornado warning that will be living after 7:45. As we know from earlier today, 70 to 90 mile per hour winds can produce tornado-like damage. So we want to continue to track communities that are in the path of this storm. And moving to the southeast at 45 miles per hour. Everyone, this is the heads up for you. Again, this storm is moving at 50 miles per hour. You don't have a whole lot of time to prepare. You want to get into the lowest floor of your home, away from windows, preferably not driving right now. If you are driving, you're nearby home, probably just get home if you can. If you get into the blinding downpours, put your hazard lights on and pull to the side of the road. But we want to zoom in for all the communities that may be listening to us. Again, the pocket of damaging winds right now looks like it's coming through Lindenwold, Runnymede, down towards Turnersville. That's a strong pocket of winds that's moving into South Jersey, moving into Camden County. That is where the worst part of this storm is. Again, we'll draw another track for you. Tornado warning allowed to expire at 7:45, but we still have the severe thunderstorm warning for potentially 70 to 80 mile per hour winds with this storm. So you don't have to have a tornado to have the damage like we saw earlier today, and that we've now just started seeing within the last hour across parts of Chester County, Delaware County, and Philadelphia County. Latest track on the storm moving southeast, 45 miles per hour, 7:48 Voorhees, 7:51 Berlin, 7:57 in Waterford. Ancora, 7:59, Chemung in Burlington County, 8:05. Again, the storm system still can produce damage, even though the tornado warning will be allowed to expire. And let's take a look at our latest warnings just to pull this up for you to show you the latest as of now. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect now for this storm system right now that you can see has moved in the last hour from Chester County and is now currently across Gloucester, Camden counties and moving into Burlington County. I'm still concerned that this storm system may cycle through, but right now the winds are blowing in one direction, so damaging winds are the main threat with this storm moving southeast at 45 miles per hour. So this is the radar that you're used to seeing when you log onto your phone or when you watch us here on NBC10. This is the radar that shows the heavy rainfall and the lightning. So again, southeast at 45 miles per hour. There's your storm system cone. Voorhees 749, 751 Berlin, 758 Winslow, 8 o'clock Murphy, 804 Hamilton. Unlike earlier today, where it was probably about 20 minutes of intense rain and wind and then it was over, this one's lasting a lot longer. It's a much wider storm system. So again, the concern is for a lot of heavy rain and lightning in addition to the damaging wind. But at least we've seen some improvement. This radar image, I'm going to clear it off for you so you can see the latest as we reset you with the big picture now. Again, Bucks County, Lehigh Valley, Berks County, the worst of the storms are over for you. This is now focusing into South Jersey. This green line that you see moving to the northwest here, and I'll point it out for you, that's actually the sea breeze that's interacting with the storm. So we have to watch out. Sometimes when you get these weather phenomena clashing with each other, you can get some rotation. So we'll watch that sea breeze, the way it interacts with the storms. But again, a dangerous storm. You see the yellow arrow there rotating. That means the storm is rotating, not showing signs of a tornado. Oh, well, we're starting to get another sign of a potential tornadic development here down across areas of Camden County. As I mentioned, this thing may what we call cycle through, so that you'll get a tornado threat, it'll wind down, and you'll get another tornado threat again. So if we have any new information, feel free to hop in, Jim and Jacqueline, as it comes on in. But what we want to do is continue to track these storms. We've shown you the video out of South Philadelphia of the extremely heavy rainfall. Also showed you the skyline where you couldn't see in front of you. The same conditions apply here into South Jersey, where you won't see any potential tornado if there is one. But again, we're just dealing with severe thunderstorm warnings now. The tornado warning has been canceled. But these storms have had a history of wind gusts near 70 miles per hour and a number of damage reports with this second round that's moving into South Jersey and a lot of lightning. So what I'm going to do is do a lightning count for you so you can see how many strikes we've had here in the last 20 minutes or so. We've had a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning with this round. That's something we didn't have with round one. We didn't have as much lightning. So in the past 20 minutes, we've had 113 strikes. So again, dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning as these storms pivot down towards the shore. What I'm going to do is check our National Weather Service chat room to see.
And we're actually going to go to Glenn Hurricane Schwartz right now for an update. Glenn.
Yeah, we do have that tornado warning that has expired. Remember, that was that pink area that I was showing you earlier. Now, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for a pretty large area. That's until 8 o'clock, and that now just got trimmed just a second. No longer in effect for Philadelphia and Camden and parts of Gloucester County right near the Delaware River. So that severe thunderstorm warning is now, according to much of Camden County, but not Camden itself, just on the edge of Cherry Hill. You can see these other towns that are in this severe thunderstorm warning. Now, as Steve was mentioning, you can get damaging winds, 70, 80 mile an hour winds from a severe thunderstorm. It doesn't have to be a tornado. And that's what happened earlier today with the noon to 1 o'clock storms that came through. There were no tornadoes with that line, but you know how much damage was caused over a pretty wide area. That one was called a derecho. That's a specific type of severe storm, and that created all sorts of damage. Now we have the energy concentrated more into some clusters of thunderstorms, and we're getting several reports of damage with that. Let's see if we have any more in the last 15 minutes or so.
And as you're checking that out,
national
Glenn,
report is there.
We also reported earlier.
Now we have.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that there were hundreds of thousands of people who had their power knocked out from this first round of storms. We're talking about these heavy winds coming through again. So obviously that's another new concern tonight. Additional people who may have lost power.
Right. So they're not necessarily getting updated on the current weather, and maybe they're out and about or trying to get rid of some of the damage that occurred earlier today, and they're stuck outside with all this lightning going on and strong winds once again, because it's the same area that did get hit earlier today, getting hit a second time with winds of at least 60 miles an hour.
All right, Glenn, as we take a live look at our cameras around our area, you're looking, of course, live at City Hall there, and the American flag with lightning there behind it. And I've been looking out the window here at the Comcast Technology Center. As you guys have been mentioning, this lightning is just almost constant, just quick bursts of it. And the flag is not flying too strong in the breeze there, but again, here is Center City, a look at the Comcast Technology Center with the remnants of the storm, the raindrops on the lens, Jackie.
And right now, looking at traffic on the roads, those slick roads, South Philadelphia, you're looking at I-95 right now. You do not want to be outside in this weather. Well, the tornado warning expired at 7:45. As meteorologist Steve Sosna was explaining, that cycling could happen again, and it did indeed, not to mention the spin, but also the lightning. And we have seen so many lightning strikes out there, that intense cloud to ground lightning. And right now you're looking at Broad Street in Center City, and we saw hundreds and hundreds of protesters out today marching, and we saw them around 6:30, 6:45, and they were still out there, hundreds of them. And then we saw this storm moving in. Hopefully they were all able to get to their homes safely, but really an intense day, round two, after first seeing 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts earlier in the day, and now to deal with a tornado warning, a severe thunderstorm warning, and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts now. And look at that shot. You just really can't see anything, the blur, because of the severe weather out there.
Look at the temperature, too. It's dropped to 65 degrees, so it's really come down as the storms have moved through. And Jackie, remember earlier today with round one of those storms, we did see a group of demonstrators as well who were out there in the downpour that moved through Center City. It didn't deter them. They were sitting on the sidewalk. They were
sitting there facing the National Guard and police officers with their signs, and they weren't going to let the rain get in their way. That was just rain pouring down, but this is different because we have the danger of the tornado and the lightning out there. So this is a time when you don't want to be out demonstrating simply because of the danger that's involved.
Right, Jacqueline. So to give you the latest here with our radar picture right now, the worst is over in Philadelphia. Now, we do have rain. We do have lightning outside. It's not great to be out, but the dangerous part of that storm has now crossed over the part of the Delaware River, and now rapidly it's racing down the highway down towards South Jersey. So again, severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for these counties, but they're going to have to issue a new warning box. So everyone watching in Atlantic County and into Burlington County and into Ocean County, again, we will need to watch the storm very closely. And for everybody listening on KYW News Radio, again, these storms are moving down towards the shore. They're moving at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. A lot of lightning. The current threat is damaging winds. The tornado threat has ramped down for the moment, but we will continue to watch this storm as there has been a circulation with it. And with these circulations, they can pulse up and then they can pulse down. Well, it's currently in a pulse down cycle, but we'll have to watch it if it pulses up. And the problem with this is we've already had a lot of people lose power today. And I understand NBC10 First Alert meteorologist Glenn Hurricane Schwartz has some other information for you right now.
Yeah, Steve, you were talking about the sea breeze front that is coming inland, and you can see that on the radar itself, that line coming from the shore, from the right. See that curvature there? As that moves in from the ocean, it's hitting the severe thunderstorms. So it's changing the circulation of that storm itself. And so that's what you were talking about with the potential for it to regenerate, because that sea breeze front has now hit the storm, and you may see some changes in its structure soon.
Yeah, you can see it, the structure just blow up there. Look how the reds and the oranges on those last few frames have just blossomed, and that is the thunderstorm, pulsing up. It's really feeding off that sea breeze. So you're learning some stuff now in meteorology that you probably thought you would never learn. What happens is when that sea breeze hits these storms, they can really intensify, and that's what's happening now towards the shore. And we have to watch these little small circulations. You think a sea breeze will, how in the world, it can actually help the storm spin, believe it or not. So again, we're going to watch that. We're going to watch the storm very closely, but it's this Boeing line. And I would imagine within minutes you're going to see this box extended down towards the shore for damaging wind gusts. But again, it's racing down the Atlantic City Expressway. This is a very rural area. That's good news because they're under really tough conditions right now. It's moving down the Atlantic City Expressway towards the Camden County, Atlantic County border. And eventually, there you go. There's your new warning. Severe thunderstorm warning. That's a good sign. No tornado warning with this one. Again, severe thunderstorm warning. Let's pull up the latest on this storm system as it moves down towards the shore points, again with damaging winds. And this storm, severe thunderstorm warning is in effect till 8:45, and it's over a large area. So areas that got hit extremely hard in southern LBI are going to get hit hard with this storm system again. We had 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts in southern LBI near Beach Haven earlier today, and now we have wind gusts potentially of 60 to 70 miles per hour headed your way right now. So again, the storm system moving to the southeast at 50. I'm going to put on a new cone for this storm for all of our viewers that are just joining us. The severe weather round number 2 has crossing the area right now as we speak. The worst is over in Philadelphia. We are on the air right now to address everyone in South Jersey right now with this dangerous storm moving to the south and east. And in its path will be areas like Hamilton at 7:59, 8:17 in Egg Harbor, 8:21 in Pleasantville, 8:28 in Atlantic City. So again, if you're driving across South Jersey on all those roads like the 42 freeway, the Atlantic City Expressway, over to, let's say, Route 73 there in South Jersey, you could experience some trees coming down. And we are intensely covering this because of what happened earlier today and what has happened with this storm with 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and tornado warnings as this storm system marches down towards the shore. Again, the shore communities are next. To reset you for everyone that is listening to the north and west on KYW News Radio, you are starting to see a break across our northern and western suburbs. There's still some storms out there, but all of them are not severe, meaning they're not dangerous right now. The main batch of storms is now in South Jersey. And for everyone watching on NBC10 and KYW, we will continue to break in if we need to throughout the evening hours as this severe weather comes through. Jacqueline and Jim?
All right, Steve, thanks so much. As we approach the 8 o'clock hour, the tornado warning has expired. Fortunately, no reports of a tornado in our area. But again, the severe weather threat, it's still out there for parts of our viewing area. So when it's safe to do so, of course, you can send us your video only when it's safe to do it through the NBC10 app, through the See It, Share It feature on the app. As we look at traffic moving now, and the sky is starting to brighten up a little bit over Center City, Philadelphia. Thanks for being here. For Jacqueline, I'm Jim Rosenfield. We'll be back with full news coming up on NBC10 News at 11 o'clock. Stay safe, everyone.